So the true wireless earbuds market has absolutely bloody exploded in 2019 with the likes of Sony, Samsung, Huawei and countless others all scrambling to launch their own AirPod killing buds. The problem, if anything, is that there's far too much choice. You could literally fill a room with these buggers and then swim about in them Scrooge McDuck style. And the other issue, of course, is the asking price. The majority of these buds cost over 100 quid, so they are far from budget friendly, with the most expensive ones reaching into the £200 to £300 territory. And that's why I dug around and found some true wireless earbuds with a price tag under 50 quid. The Defunc True Go's, the Umi W5S's by Amazon, and the MPow M10s. The Defuncs are the most premium of this trio, costing you 50 quid. You've then got the MPows, which will cost you 43, and last but not least, the Umis from Amazon, which will cost you £40. Definitely very affordable compared with a lot of the competition. The question is, of course, what sacrifices do these sub £50 true wireless earbuds make in order to deliver that low asking price, and are they worth it? Well, I've been testing all three of these true wireless earbuds out and about in London, and here's my full review / comparison. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So let's start with the look and feel of these earbuds, and the Defuncs and the MPows definitely seem to imitate that AirPod style design with the stem finish poking out down beneath the buds, especially here on the MPows seem to be particularly influenced by Apple's buds, down to that glossy white finish. In fact, the MPows quite closely resemble the fresh new AirPods Pro, complete with the interchangeable silicone tips. You can remove those squidgy end bits and replace with a different size to fit your lug hole perfectly, and you get small, medium and large buds bundled in the box. Meanwhile, the Umis by Amazon sport more of a pebble style design favoured by the likes of Jabra and lots of other rivals out there as well, and you once again get those interchangeable silicone tips complete with a selection of sizes. Those soft end bits definitely mean that the MPows and the Umis are more comfortable to wear overall, especially for extended periods. You don't feel like they're pressing on your ears, they don't feel like they're scraping the inside of your skull, anything like that. So even if you're wearing them for hours at a time, absolutely no issue. Now the Defuncs also technically have a silicone tip as well, which can be removed, but it's much more closely molded to the actual shape of the bud itself and doesn't offer much in the way of softness or protection. It basically just feels like you're jamming something rigid into your lug hole. And of course, none of these cheapy earbuds offer any form of active noise cancellation. That's very much a premium feature that you'll only find in true wireless earbuds at the sort of £150 to £200 sort of mark. That said, at least the Umis and the MPows do have to block out pesky humans and other annoying sounds all around you thanks to that silicone tip design, whereas you do not get that at all here on the Defuncs. Everything is flooded in, so you basically have to boost up the volume of your music, your podcast, whatever you're listening to when you're out in a high street, on a plane, anything like that. However, the good news is I had no issues with slippages or anything like that while using all three of these true wireless earbuds, and just to prove the point, triple mosh test! Oh god, I think I'm going to be sick. Now you can also rock all three of these cheapy true wireless earbuds when you're pounding the pavement, getting your sweat on down the gym. The Defuncs are IPX4 splash resistant, and these two bad boys are IPX7, so you can even rock them in the shower if you wanted to. As for the connectivity, well, the Defuncs did occasionally struggle to connect to my smartphone. I had to keep on taking them out the case, putting them back in the case, taking them out one at a time, doing all kinds of shenanigans to eventually get them to pair up. And also, the announcements that you get through the Defuncs are incredibly loud, like way louder than whatever the volume of your smartphone is set to. So for instance, when they eventually die, you get a nice loud "see you soon" screamed into your ear holes, which of course actually makes you physically leap out of your seat. Thankfully, I had no such connection problems with the Umis or the MPows, though the Umi listing in the Bluetooth settings menu is a bit weird. Wireless earphones? Not really sure what that's all about. But yeah, once you're paired up with your phone, you get Bluetooth 5 support with all three of these pairs of true wireless earbuds. And it's a little bit stuttery occasionally in central London and really busy areas like a train station, for instance, but apart from that, the stream is absolutely fine. Now, all three of these true wireless earbuds also offer some form of touch controls as well. So here on the Defuncs, for instance, you can tap once to pause, once to play, double tap to skip your tracks. It's quite a comprehensive range of controls, though unfortunately also very sensitive. Just slight adjustments can unfortunately accidentally pause your music, which can get kind of tiresome. The MPows are thankfully a bit smarter about it. You have to do a double tap in order to play your music and another double tap in order to pause it again, so there's no accidental pause and playing, anything like that. Of course, you get limited controls compared with the Defuncs, unfortunately, as a side effect of that, and you do kind of have to get used to the exact way of double tapping. If you're a bit too quick like that, it doesn't do anything. You have to leave a little pause in between it. There it goes. So yeah, so if anything, it's a little bit too unsensitive. Of course, I mean insensitive, not unsensitive. Apologies. Got to use your words properly, kiddies. And last up, the Umis by Amazon actually have proper physical push buttons that you have to drive in order to control your music. And it definitely works the best out of the three in terms of the responsiveness, but unfortunately pushing them in does kind of drive the buds ever so slightly into your ear hole as well. So if you keep on doing it, then it does tend to provide a bit of earache. Now, unfortunately, the audio output is where the major sacrifice is made for these cheapy sub £50 True Wireless Earbuds. They're not awful by any means. The sound is just a little bit flat. You've got decent range on all three of them. It's quite distinctive highs, mids and lows, especially considering that asking price, but you get a real lack of depth, unfortunately. So when you're listening to some quite complex music, some quite complex tracks, you don't get to pick up on those finer details that you would do with more premium earbuds. That said, Amazon's Umis earbuds definitely are my favourite of the three when it comes to the audio output. They've got a bit more grunt behind them, especially in those lows, so you know, your likes of your bass actually surprisingly strong considering, again, that asking price. If you're into your hip-hop, your rock, things like that, definitely these are the ones to go for. But the good news is that all three are definitely absolutely fine for your podcasts, your audiobooks, things like that. Vocals are nice and crisp and clear, so no problem at all. Of course, the only problem with the Defuncs is, of course, you don't get that noise cancellation of any description, so when you are out and about, you'll have to absolutely blast that volume sky high in order to hear what's going on. And if you do want some True Wireless earbuds that pack a surprisingly good audio punch for under £100, then I definitely recommend the Edifier TWS 5s. They are very strong on the sound quality front for around the sort of £70 to £80 mark. And if you're one of those weirdos who actually makes phone calls with their smartphone as well, the good news is that all three of these True Wireless earbuds do have built-in mics as well. The sound quality ain't exactly fantastic. You can sound a little bit muffled, a little bit distant on the other end of the call, but they'll do the job in a pinch. As for the battery life, well, the Umis and the MPows are definitely tied with quite a strong result. You get between 5 to 6 hours of full music or audio playback on a single charge. And then, of course, when they do need to be recharged, just shove them back in the handy carry case that's provided. And you get between 2 to 3 full recharges from a fully charged case. And the Defuncs are suddenly once again in third place when it comes to the battery life. You'll only get around 3 hours of use per charge. You stick it back in the case and you get probably about 3 to 4 full recharges. But again, overall, that's less time than you get from the other earbuds before you'll need to recharge the case. And that's what I think of these sub £50 True Wireless earbuds. You know what? Pretty good for the money. I'd say Defuncs probably don't bother which so much, but definitely the MPows and the Umis definitely offer a lot of grunt for that asking price. You get some really nice design, some pretty decent sound quality, especially from the Umis if you're a bit of a bass fiend. A nice reliable performance overall, a nice comfortable design. So definitely check them out if you're in the market for some True Wireless earbuds, but your stacks are definitely not fat. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers everyone, love you.